Welcome back to Satisfactory. I am so glad you're here. Hey, we're in the midst of... Our power situation has been resolved temporarily, as is this game. I know we'll run out of power again sometime in the future, but for now, we're doing okay power-wise. I want to kind of go out a little bit like this. And then I want to put in a little classic blueprint. We've got some of the old blueprints from previous playthroughs. I want to kind of roast my previous blueprint style, see how it comes up. So we're in the midst of wanting to make some frames. Today, I think we're gonna mine 4 frames. 223. Secure the powder because we want to make sure that we can get the powder in place, and then 224. Deco or circle. Have to decide. Somebody's taking shots at me. What's going on? Oh, man. Okay, so how much impure, of course. Of course, we might not need 3 turbo motors. I wonder if I have the stuff to make 3 turbo motors. It's probably unlikely, but let's see. We're short on cooling systems. Oh, that's always going to be our problem. I haven't done the cooling system. Branch as of yet. How much do turbos cost? 8 tickets for 50? I should probably just take that. We've got plenty of coupons, and we probably have more than we need. To justify this. So we'll just buy a couple turbo motors.
Parts purchase confirmed. Promotion delayed by X times part value plus fixed stock value.
Okay, so I've made the mistake of playing another game, and now all of my muscle memories have been adjusted. I probably should have set all of the mappings to Satisfactory compliant. I'll just put a little wall right here that has a 1. Come over to the other side. Okay. Well, do I want to go that high or do I want to go this high? And technically, I probably want to go this high. So let's go a little higher. I want to go to like here. We'll enter one below it. Where are my walls? Yes. Vertical. Oh, we'll just zoom vertically. Manually. And then we'll put in this lift. Holy moly. Let me use my keyboard shortcut. And then I'm really in the weeds here, but like that. And then this is like that. So I have this old recipe, this old blueprint that's ore to modular frames. It just looks so funky compared to what I normally do. I'm gonna take the name of it. We're just gonna hope that the name of it is correct. That it's input or get back modular frames. Why? Okay, what in the world? Is this meant to be a single use thing? Holy moly. This can't be stackable, but it can't be stackable because this is here. Right on top of this. It looks like the ore at least goes in here. That much seems obvious, so we can at least do that. This must have been before I was on my stackable craze. I don't see how I can stack this though. I mean, I guess I could. I just don't see how I can. I've got ore ready to go. Oh. Weird. It's stackable, it's just weird. There's no space between these two, that's why I was confused. But this would just go up to the next level. And it looks like this one, ore comes in, makes ingots, ingots go here, make sheets, sheets go upstairs and make frames. How are we getting a reinforced plate? Oh, we've got a little side step of screws over here. Ingot straight to screws, 1250 to 50. And the screws pop up here. Make the reinforced plate at 5. And then we have modular frames. Cool. Oh yeah, this is even before Lumina, because look at this. I put all these lights. I put actual lights in place. That's weird. Looks like the lights are on the side here, on a separate line. So I could put in a... Is it... Do I even have the light switch? I might not even have it unlocked. Oh, nope, there it is. Light control panel. Interesting. You know, not a bad build. And then to put this on, you would have to connect this through this glass. Let's put a couple more on here and see how it comes out. Uh-oh. We ran out of quick wire, of all things. How much ore can we process? $60 per click. $300, so 5 clicks. So we've got 3 of them in place. Clear, tab, Q, blueprint, 4, 2. Yeah, this was definitely in my... What if we took base materials and made a blueprint that made useful materials in one shot? That was the vibe I had going on then. Quick wire concrete and some cable. There's the cable. I can't believe they're going to make me go out for quick wire. Oh, luckily we have some right here. And a little bit of concrete. All in all, this is a pretty good build. In a place where you need pop-up frames, this can't be beat, really. Of course, we're not making an absolute ton of frames. It's 2 frames per click per minute. So that's a whole 10 frames per minute.
I don't know, have a good day.
But at the end of the day, we did turn impure iron into perfectly usable frames. Oh no! I messed up my toolbar. And the one next to it would have been a splitter. I might as well make the smart splitter my default splitter. And I might as well make my priority merger the default merger. It is making a lot, right? Those smelters are making ingots for rods, plates, and screws. That's why you only end up with such a small amount of actual end product. Not bad. And then if I go back in here and flip this switch. Oh, it fades now. Instead of flipping. Yeah. The things they choose to upgrade. So that's making 300 ore per second. And this is consuming 60 ore per second. And I clicked it 5 times, so that's exactly 300 ore per second. So we're getting a nice trickle of frames, basically. Not really enough to call it done. I would expect to see something, though. Now I'm worried it's not working right. We'll just go to the top one. If the top one and the bottom one are working, then they're all working. Three reinforced plate per minute. This guy is consuming 30 plate per minute. Well, we're only making 20 per minute. So there is a bottleneck. Though technically, that 20 per minute is probably enough, because this is only 5, right? So if I say 30 divided by 20 times 5, or if I say 20 divided by 30 times 5, 3 repeating, that's still enough for this one. You know what? I actually did a pretty good job with this. I do say so myself. Past me. We've got a normal one right next to it. It would be kind of nice to have a line of local, reliable frames to build as the basis of all of this. When you have to zoop, always zoop the long way. overlapping with an object's clearance. Oh. It's gonna make me get rid of this. Okay, so we've got it kind of looking good, actually. Question is do I build one more of these? Maybe add a few more frames built locally? Or do I just import them? We'll import them. Oh, I'm in camera mode. It's like, why can't I do anything? Running out of concrete. I am totally and completely out of concrete. But we could probably grab some out of here. Maybe enough to build out the rest of this thing. I like the twilight hour. Okay, let's get another drone port in place. Probably not a good idea to put a drone port right next to a giant skyscraper in real life, but hey, we're not dealing with real life. trying to figure out how we're going to connect the power on this thing. And this is the advanced frame import. Advanced frame dash frame import. I didn't name it frames, whatever I did. I could have sworn... I could have sworn I would have set that up. Maybe I probably set up the storage, but not the drone port. Let's get a drone. $29,000 power. Almost a 10,000 power surplus. Gotta get our details associated with what we're dealing with set up. This one can go. No fuel. I'd hate to bring in fuel just for this one. Gonna have to, though. That power looks pretty cool. There's room there for a whole nother donut. I realized in midair that we did not have any turbo power or turbo fuel in our backpack. I'm definitely not going to bring turbo fuel over here. We'll just put in a plain old drone port. Oh my god, we're out of... our concrete supply. Hasn't been great. Now all we need is a drone port. This should be pretty easy. We can come up with a way to make it so it'll actually connect. Hey, frames are going in. That's given this little factory the room to actually make some more frames. Significantly more. Like if I look at the frame, modular frame, I got too many things called frames. If I look at the heavy frame, right, that's the primary place where we're going to use them. It's only 10 per minute, but that's one machine. So that whole factory that we built supports one machine worth of heavy modular frames. That was the downside to those factories, those pop-up factories. You don't really get a ton of output. Man, whenever I hit that one, I feel like I'm getting no speed. It's just not like I'm just not going anywhere. I guess they're all the same. I mean, they're all the same exact Hypercannon blueprint. The fuel is actually over here. You know, I could probably run fuel. We'll try to be reasonably clip-free here. Though we're going to have to be a little building non-cannon tunnels through the ground. There we go. All that just so we could import frames. But that's okay. Uh-oh. I built that but didn't name it. Ooh. Probably gonna be the... drone port with the biggest number after it. Drone port 44. Let's check the map. Yep. Drone port 44 with frames inside. And we'll just connect these frames to our frame storage. If I want to leave, so that is taking an in. All right, so we haven't set the final, so we can put another guy like that. Then we could rotate it around and put one like that. You know, it would be simpler if I just put a conveyor hole in here. And then once the frames are made and or shipped in, well, I expected to see frames here by now. I have made a mistake somewhere. Oh, there's no frames connected to this. There we go. And then the frame adventure will continue going this way. Where I'm thinking, since we've got frames here now, we can go out and we could say heavy modular frames on one quadrant. And then we'll take those heavy modular frames and turn them into fuse on this quadrant. And then we'll take the fused and we'll turn that into power conversion cubes, pressure conversion cubes. Of course, looking at that, you could probably double up on that, right? Make one factory, turn them also into nuclear pasta. We'll have to look at the ratios though. We're making 1 per minute here. And we're consuming 0.5 per minute here. So one of the previous is 2 of these. Yeah, that's fine. That's probably a single. So it's heavy modular frames over here, fused frames here, nuclear pasta here. And I don't think I need the pressure frames for anything else. Nothing that that's currently showing me, but I think whatever we need that for later, we'll build that later. And then one of the things that we'll use is access to the copper powder as this underlayer when the time comes. Actually, which one of these guys wants the copper powder? It's the nuclear pasta. I know this. So that's the last step. Maybe I'll go counterclockwise, or maybe I'll go clockwise. Well, it's not the last either way, so I suppose it doesn't really matter. But we can figure that out in the next episode. Ooh, why are you going straight up like that? I guess you have to clear this building. Yeah, that was a bad choice to put this right next to that other building. $69 items per minute. Okay. Well, I'm going to get sucked into another episode, so thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. We'll see you next time.